In the second video of our 5-part series, we're going to talk about intermittent fasting. And what intermittent fasting implies is that you fast for a certain amount of time followed by an eating window. The most common protocol for intermittent fasting would be the 16-hour fast followed by the 8-hour eating window. Then there's the 20-hour fast with a 4-hour eating window. Some fasters believe in a 24-hour fast or even a 3-day fast. And then there's fasting, which I like to call freestyle fasting. Intermittent fasting friendly foods include anything. The biggest thing with this protocol is that when you are fasting, you're not eating anything but water, and sometimes potentially coffee would be allowed. The pros to intermittent fasting are that it does not restrict you from any foods. What it will do for a lot of people is it will shorten their eating window, ultimately shortening the amount of calories they're going to eat, helping them to lose weight. There are no magical benefits from intermittent fasting, but for some people, they've had really good success with a shorter eating window, helping them through weight loss. Some of the cons to intermittent fasting would be starvation. So when I first started intermittent fasting, I tried that 16-8 protocol when it was first popularized about 10 years ago, and I had zero success with it. When I would wake up at 4:30 in the morning to train clients for 6 a.m. at the gym, my eating window was from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. so I could also get home from the gym and still have time to have a big meal. By the time that 12 o'clock client walked into the gym, I was basically looking at them as food. So for those who are not really good with starvation and they might work better on a small but frequent meal per day type of plan, intermittent fasting will not be for you. Another con to intermittent fasting might be unsustainability. So for myself, again, when I tried intermittent fasting, I was about 22, 23 years old, and I would like to spend my weekends partying with my friends. Well, by the time the weekend came, 9 o'clock would hit on Friday, I was still eating and I was still drinking. Saturday, typically the same thing. So in my mind, all of that fasting work had just gone out the window. And lastly, the potential for binge eating is very high when it comes to intermittent fasting, because what some fasters believe is that they can just eat whatever they want and then they'll go through a fast and then the cycle happens over and over again. But ultimately what will end up happening there is you can't make up for those binge eating calories by just fasting all the time. It's an unhealthy way of eating, and it's also something, again, that won't be sustainable long term. My personal experience with fasting right now is what I like to again refer to as freestyle fasting. I don't have a set or specific window to how I fast, but I'll use fasting and sometimes not eat. I'll just start my day with coffee, a little bit of honey, make it till 12, 1 o'clock, and that way, because I'm on a weight loss plan, my eating window is shortened. I can still get the calories and the protein that I need to sustain and reach my targets, but with that freestyle fasting, I can use it intermittently. If I have one of my weekend parties with my friends or whatever it might be, perhaps a meal that will be more dense in calories, and I go over my calories on, let's say, a Tuesday, on the Wednesday, I can decrease my calories in order to make up for it. So freestyle fasting, I have found with myself and with a lot of clients to be very beneficial because it allows them some flexibility in their diet. Those days they go over, they can make up for it the next day. Those days they have where they're not really feeling hungry in the morning, they don't have to force themselves to eat. Ultimately, that freestyle fasting, using it intermittently, can be a huge advantage in helping you to control your calories to achieve your weight loss goals.